everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we will be going over clearing a clogged drain on a soda machine. This is an ED 150 unit. Has a clogged drain. I started by taking the cup lid off, the drip tray lid off, the cup stand, and the rear panel, because it's always good if you have a clogged drain. It's good to take the time to remove the cold plate boots, the cold plate drain boots, and clean them. As you can see, I'm doing that with the right side cold plate drain boot. I removed it. I'm gonna spray some cleaner on it, rinse it out good, and then I will replace it once I clear out anything that's in the cold plate drains. What I use is a D-lime spring, which I got through Bun. These D-lime springs seem to work the best for me on clearing out cold plate drains. So if you like, you can look that up through Partstown or through Bun, the D-lime spring. And that's a good accessory to have to clear out those cold plate drains. Right now I'm doing the left side cold plate drain, getting the clamp off, and I'm going to go ahead and clean up that rubber boot, and then we'll put those back on once we complete clearing out the drains and everything. As I said, this one has a clogged drain, but I always make sure that the cold plate drains are cleared out. That's that D-lime spring that I use. It just slides up in there pretty easily, and on different models of soda machines you can use that as well to get in the cold plate drains and clear them out. Right now I'm going to work on putting the rubber boots back onto the cold plate drain ports, since those are cleared out. And mind you, this is during a reactive call for a clogged drain. But doing this extra step right here will eliminate any return calls, as far as if the cold plate drain was clogged or blocked and you didn't check it, then a lot of times you'll end up having a repeat call for a leak or dripping from the bottom or something like that, because when those cold plate drains get clogged up, they tend to create leaks elsewhere, because the water builds up inside of the cold plate, the ice bin. So it's always good to go ahead and clear those out while you have everything apart. And once I get this next rubber boot onto the cold plate drain, I'll go ahead and clear some of the ice out of that drip tray, and then I will use a drain snake. That's the drain snake that you see right there. This drain snake that I'm using, it goes, it reaches between 40 to 50 feet in length. This is about between a 6 to 8 foot, drain line on this system here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run this snake through that drain line. I go as far as I can, and then I try to give it a little back and forth motion so that it can clear out anything that's been building up in that line over time. And like I said, this one has a reach of about 50 feet, but I'm not going to have to snake it that far for this. The floor drain is right in the bottom, and I think right there you can see some of the buildup that gets in there. And a lot of times when you snake it out, um, you'll you'll see a lot of it down on the going into the floor drain that has been built up into the line. So I usually like to use, I prefer to use the drain snake. And there are some technicians who prefer to use the either CO2 or compressed air or something like that. Um, they will use that. I've I've used CO2 to blow through lines, blocked lines in the past, and they work fine. That's your choice. I rather use the drain snake only because sometimes you'll run into machines that you really don't have immediate access to the floor drain that's behind the machine. So sometimes it depends on your access because you don't want to take a chance to blow CO2 through the line and then have the opposite end of that line that's going into the floor drain. You don't want to have that blow out of the floor drain port where it's going down into the floor drain. Sometimes if you blow CO2 through there, that pressure will push that line out of the floor drain. And if you don't um, get in the back to check and make sure that it's going back down into the floor drain, you can wind up with a repeat call for a leak from underneath the machine because the drain line had popped out of the floor drain. So yeah, right now I'm pouring some warm water down this drain, some hot water down the drain, just checking to see how it's draining now. Sometimes I'll give it a few dumps of water, be sure that it's draining, and then from there I'll go ahead and reassemble the unit, putting the backsplash panel on, and being sure that all the panels are secured by the screws. So that's one thing that you don't want. You don't want the uh, panels to fall off and possibly injure somebody that's getting a drink or something like that. You just want to make sure that you have everything secured. As I said, this one here is a Lancer unit. Right now I have some customers that are in need of a drink, so I'm allowing them to get their ice and everything like that. And then I'm just securing the other side of that splash panel. And then I'll go ahead and put the cup stand back on the drip tray and just wipe down the area, wipe down the machine good. But this is just a simple clearing of a clogged drain, which comes up from time to time due to the sugar buildup in the line. And a lot of times I will recommend to the store managers or the site owner, I'll recommend that they pour a drain cleaner down the drain once a month or so. Right now I'm putting the cup stand back on the drip tray, wiping down the area, and everything is good to go now. So I hope this video is helpful to you all. Please feel free to reach out to donastar.com for more information on troubleshooting tips. I thank you all for watching. Take care. Stay well.